All right, welcome to our May WebCenter Sprint. My name is Jason Pelland, Field Development Executive with MA Web Centers, and I am happy to have you on the webinar this evening. We're going to talk to you about how we can move your web center and unfranchised business forward. You know, it's all too often that I hear people ask how they can really succeed in any division with Market America, and really it comes down to just following the proven system. It comes down to having the right attitude, having the right activity, and learning the right skill. So through this process, we're going to focus on increasing your attitude and your knowledge, but more importantly, we are going to focus on increasing your activity. And through activity, we will make sure that you bring up your skill level. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and just talk to you a little bit about the mechanics over the next 3 weeks and how you can get started. Whether you're a brand new web center owner or you've been a veteran and you're just looking for a way to kind of stay on track with an accountability group, this is going to be for you. So the 30-day sprint to success, we've got a couple things that we're going to be focused on. Yes, we're going to be focused on web center goals, which is selling web solutions, but we're also going to focus on unfranchised goals by sponsoring new unfranchised owners and to help be on track to achieve the shopping annuity. So the Web Center action plan really comes down to the daily activities of contacting 3 businesses per day, scheduling 1 consultation per day, and adding 2 new candidates to list. And that might look familiar, right? The 3-1-2. And we talk about that when you're building momentum with the unfranchised business, but it's no different when it comes to the Web Center division. Contacting 3 businesses per day, scheduling 1 consultation per day, and then adding 2 new candidates to your list. And as you do that consistently 5 days per week, that will bring you to your weekly targets. And your weekly targets are to contact 15 businesses or candidates per week and scheduling at least 3 consultations in a week and booking 1 web center appointment. Now that might be a website demonstration appointment with sales support, or it could be a digital marketing product appointment. But the idea is that you're scheduling 1 sales appointment each week from your activity. And as you continue to do this, it adds up to the monthly goal, which is 1 website sale with a design package and 1 digital marketing product sale. And I think you'd agree that selling 1 website with a design package and 1 digital marketing product each month would be a fantastic start to your web center business. As far as your unfranchised action plan, let's look at the daily activities here. Contacting 2 prospects per day, and that might just be to reach out, reconnect, re-engage in a conversation, build that relationship with maybe people that you lost touch with. Schedule 1 appointment per day or share information with 1 person per day about your business or the product, and adding 2 new possibilities to your list. And when you do that, that's going to add up to your weekly targets of contacting 10 prospects per week, scheduling 2 plans per week, and attaining at least 2 new customers per week in your unfranchised business. And through consistency, that's going to add up to the monthly goal. And the monthly goal of sponsoring 1 qualified unfranchised business owner, attaining 10 new customers in your unfranchised business, and selling 2 tickets to an upcoming GMTSS event, whether it's a local seminar, maybe a general product training, potentially an ISM training, maybe a district rally, and of course, we have the international convention coming up very soon. So the goal is to drive our businesses to sponsor new unfranchised owners, create new customers, attain new website clients, as well as bring new people and guests to the major events as well as our local seminars. Now, as we've always talked about in the Basic 5, it's just following it on a daily basis. And when you follow the daily action plan, those everyday steps, you can't help but achieve the weekly steps. And when you do that consistently, you're going to reach the monthly goal. As you do that month in, month out, you're going to reach a quarterly goal of hitting the Master Unfranchised Owner Program, the Shopping Annuity Master Member Program, your Web Center goals. And as you do that quarter over quarter, you are on track to create an ongoing residual passive stream of income through your unfranchised business. So your daily steps, of course, your everyday steps, social media, talking and contacting 1 to 3 people per day, reading your goal statement, booking 1 appointment to show the plan, listening to an audio and adding 2 possibilities, and that brings you to, of course, your weekly goal. Add that up every single week, and that's going to have you showing the plan 2 times per week, following up with at least 1 prospect per week, and hopefully selling them a ticket to the next major event, attending an unfranchised business presentation with a guest, adding one new customer. And of course, every week you should be calling your coach, and you can certainly use this accountability group. If you don't have a coach or a mentor, certainly plug into the WebCenter Facebook group, as well as the WebCenter Sprint to Success Facebook group, which is related just to this accountability track. So as we talk about the unfranchised business growth and we talk about your WebCenter goals, we don't want to dismiss the shopping annuity, because that is a major initiative in your business and for the company. So when we look at the shopping annuity, here's a great action plan on a daily basis. So every single day, you should be creating a shopping list. You should have a list jotting down anything that you need for around the house that is a BV or MA branded IBV product. And if you're having a hard time finding a checklist, use the home shopping list, code 671 from unfranchise.com. That's a great list that's already created for us. You can also create a shop.com list, meaning everything that you need around the house that you're going to purchase from a partner store or from some of our direct partner stores, right? So creating a list of things that you might need at some of the partner stores like Walmart, Target, giftcards.com. And of course, we've got another holiday coming up this weekend, Mother's Day. Where might you be purchasing your Mother's Day gifts, presents, and things like that? You should be creating a list. And also, you should be looking at the month and the quarter. What are you going to be purchasing over the next couple weeks or the next couple months that you need to start researching? Maybe you need some travel arrangements to Greensboro, North Carolina. You're going to look for flight and hotel packages, maybe rental cars, as well as anything else for summer vacations. When you're doing that, the weekly target to be on pace to achieve the shopping annuity is 125 BV per week in personal purchases, and that will put you right in place for the monthly target. $125 on shop.com in personal purchases, as well as $125 in shop.com from your customers and or personal purchases. When you do that, it brings you to the monthly goal, which is basically the quarterly shopping annuity divided by 3. 500 BV in personal purchases a month, $500 in personal purchases on shop.com per month, and then an additional $500 in customer or personal purchases from your shop.com business. And again, you just take the Master Unfranchised Owner program, or you take the Shopping Annuity Master Member program, divide it by 3, and then divide it by the number of weeks, divide it by the number of days, and here's your action plan. We've put it all together for you. And how can we help you track that? Well, we've got a great tracking form. You can find it on www.mawc411.com under the 2018 plans, right under the WebCenter Sprint. You can download this tracking sheet. You can also find it on the Facebook groups for WebCenter owner support, as well as the WebCenter Sprint for Success groups. And I've also put it as a handout to this webinar, so you can download it right now and click on that link and download the PDF for this 30-day tracking sheet. Right? So here it is. We're going to go over each of the items. The first thing is on a daily basis. We already know what we should be doing. We should read our goals 2 times per day, and you get a point every day that you do that. You listen to a training 20 minutes, right? And you get 1 point per day. That could be an audio training, a video training, a meet on. It could be this training or a recorded webinar, anything to keep your brain in the game and listening to a training, audio or video, to move your business forward. Again, we talk about contacting a minimum of 3 business candidates or prospects per week, and you get 1 per candidate. So if you've contacted 5 on Monday, then you get 5 points. If you contacted 1 on Tuesday, you get 1. If you had a blitz and you contacted 10 on Wednesday, you get 10 points. It's the most result producing activity that you can start your business with. And then from there, we're also focusing on contacting 2 prospects about the unfranchised business, and you get 1 point per each for there as well. And from there, we're booking appointments, right? So we're booking an appointment for the unfranchised business. You get 2 points for each appointment booked, and then adding 2 new candidates per day. And those 2 new candidates, when we say candidates, we mean prospects for the business or prospects for WebCenter sales, and you get those all added up. And what you're doing is you're looking for a daily point value of at least 10 points every single day, and that way you know you're on track. You're doing the most results producing activities to keep you on track in your business. You can total it up and then circle it at the end of each week. So those are your daily steps. As far as other things that we're looking at are customer BV orders, right? If you have customer orders coming in on a daily basis, you write down the BV amount, and then there's a point association. So if you've sold a product, maybe you've done some trim tea sales, or maybe a daily essentials packet, or some Lumiere de Vie, or a website sale, or DMP product, you can write the total BV amount. And if you've got between 0 and 49 BV, you get 10 points for that day. If it's somewhere between 50 and 99 BV, you get 20 points for the day, and anything over 100 BV for the day, you get 30 points. So it just kind of is a good tracking sheet to see your retail as well. And then we put it down into the shopping annuity at the bottom part of this grid, and you can see the shopping annuity BV products. So those are products that you're using personally. So when you're purchasing product for around the household, you have that amount of BV with a point value, as well as when you're shopping on shop.com. So you're going to put the dollar amount for shopping annuity purchases, as well as the weekly BV points associated. And the goal on a weekly basis for your weekly points is 100 points per week from your weekly activity, right? So what are some other ways that you can stay on track? Okay, so you can stay on track rather than just tracking your points. You should be tracking who you're talking to, and you may be using the 10-3-2 or building momentum sheets from unfranchisedtraining.com. But we also have a great 12-week action plan to track your WebCenter contacts, and you can find that on mawc411.com. You can find it under downloads, but you can also find it, the easiest way to find the top downloads is if you click on the launch tab. When you click on the launch tab, you will see the catalog, the marketing manual, the assessment sheets, as well as you will see this 12-week action plan. And I highly encourage you to download it and print it and be jotting down who you're talking to, who are your candidates that you're reaching out to, any research that you've done, questions that you'd like to ask, as well as anything that might come up in a 15-minute consultation. So here's what it looks like on a weekly basis in that 12-week action plan. Who did you talk to for a business owner? You can also mix in your unfranchised business here as well. And if you booked any appointments, right? So you've got 3 spaces here to book appointments, and who is it with? Who are the new prospects or candidates that you're adding? And then the accountability is, did you check in? Did you check in with an accountability partner? Did you check in on the Facebook page? And are you being held accountable to your activity? And that's basically what we're going to do for a tracking system over the next month of May to make sure that you are focused on achieving your WebCenter goals, your unfranchised business goals, as well as the Shopping Annuity Master membership. So when we talk about the process or the protocol to stay on track and move your WebCenter business forward, we're going to focus on the 5 C's of a successful sales process. And the 5 C's really come from following the most successful WebCenter owners in what they do naturally. First thing that we're going to do is identify 60 or more candidates that you're going to reach out to this month, right? 60 or more leads that you're going to focus on connecting with. You're going to do some candidate research to identify any potential solutions that you might have in your back pocket to engage them in a conversation. We are going to contact those 60 business owners as well with the hopes to schedule a consultation, a 10 to 15 minute consultation by using the assessment sheets that you can download. And over the course of the month, our goal is to conduct 12 consultations over the course of the month, and that's going to be 3 per week. And the focus of those consultations is to identify a need and propose the solution. And the solution is the close. And the close is basically to schedule them an appointment with a product specialist to get them on the phone and to introduce our products and services. And really the sale happens from the product specialist. So the most important thing that you can sell is the appointment, right? You're selling the appointment for the consultation, and from that consultation, you're just selling another appointment with a web specialist or product specialist to really talk to your client about any needs that you have addressed, right? So let's start today, right? Let's start today and tomorrow on who do you know? Who do you know? Pick an industry at a time. And I'm going to recommend that you schedule yourself over the next month to focus on 2 to 3 categories. Don't really focus on every single business and every single category. You want to refine your skill by talking to the same types of businesses because you know what they're looking for. As you engage in similar conversations with similar businesses, you know what the concerns are, you know what the competition's like, and you know the questions to ask. So if we were to look at this, I would say contractors are a great business still, even though they're just starting to ramp up into their season, but contractors are a great business. I would also say that fitness facilities or gyms, this is a great time to start reaching out to them because this is when their clientele starts to drop off a little bit. The summer weather is out, people start exercising outside, they start traveling and vacationing more. So typically gym membership sales are down, personal training sales are down. However, they still have to operate a business. So what are some ways that they can market or advertise maybe some 30-day boot camp programs or anything to keep their facilities successful over the next spring and summer months? So that's a tip for you. Salons, we are in prom season, wedding season, so a great time to start targeting salon stylists, makeup artists as well. And that's even if they want to start ramping up their fall business. They need to keep their marketing in mind now, where it might slow down a little bit. After proms and graduations and a few weddings, summer might be a little bit slower of a time for them, but they really want to focus on their marketing so that when it comes to fall season, they can be armed and ready. Car detailers, great time of year for car detailers as well. Auto repair shops, more people are traveling, they're on the roads, so you want to focus maybe on that. Maybe you're a nutrimetrics consultant, you want to focus on maybe some of your dentists or doctors that you already have in your network, right? So the idea is that you're going to focus on who do you know that owns a business in that category? Who do you know that's employed at that type of business? Who do you know that you do business with? Where do you get your car repairs done? Where do you go to get your nails done? Where do you go to get a massage? Where do you work out? Who do you see for a chiropractor, right? Where do you go when it's time to go out to eat? So you want to focus on businesses that you're familiar with there as well. And then who do you know that is well connected in that industry? So maybe you want to target restaurants, but you don't know anyone that owns a restaurant or works at a restaurant, but you might know someone that works in a maybe restaurant equipment sales, or maybe you know someone that is in some type of hospitality and events management networking group, right? So you want to find out who you know that might be well connected. How about home inspectors, building inspectors, town authorities, city officials, municipal officers? They usually know lots of people. They're well connected, and they might be able to lead you to people that you can assist, right? So what should you do? Next, you should do a little bit of research. Again, if we're contacting 3 per day, this is not to take you an hour. This is maybe 5-6 minutes per candidate. And if you do that 3 to 5 candidates per day, it's not going to take a lot of time. Do not write a list of 60 to 100 businesses and then focus on doing all of your research for all of these candidates over the next 3 weeks and never reach out and contact them. Let's take this in small pieces that are going to help you succeed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take action, right? Do that research. 3 to 5 minutes on each of these candidates of 3 to 5 people per day. Do they show up on Google? Google their business name. Where do they rank? Where do their competitors rank? Click on their website if they have a link that shows up. Evaluate their website. You're a consumer. Just look at it for your initial reaction. Is it user-friendly? Is it visibly appealing? Do they have different links? Is it updated, right? And then move on, right? Don't spend a lot of time digging in until you have permission to do so. And the permission is if they've scheduled a 10 or 15-minute consultation appointment. The next thing you want to do is see if it's responsive. Pull out your cell phone, your smartphone, and pull up their website address there and see if it's mobile friendly. See if it's a great user experience on mobile. Find that more than 80% of internet traffic comes from mobile devices nowadays. So if a website is not mobile friendly, it's going to be a detriment to their marketing efforts, and that's a great conversation to start having. You can also check to see if they're using social media. Check maybe Instagram or Facebook look, see if they got a business page. And the only thing you're looking for is to see if it's fresh, updated content. If the last time they posted was on January 15th, they're not managing their social media presence very well. However, if they're posting on a daily basis, great. Just do a little check mark and say, great. But you don't want to invest a lot of time at this point. But the most important thing that you can look for is there competition showing up when you do that Google search? And the way that you can find that out is not by typing in their name, but is typing in their key product or service in their service area. So if you're focusing on, say, auto repair, you're going to type in auto repair in Birmingham, Alabama, or you're going to focus on collision repair or car detailing, Boston, Massachusetts, whatever the key product or service is in the area that they're located. And then you'll find out a great snapshot of how they're really doing. Because if someone types in their business name and they show up on Google, that's good, but it also means that someone knows them already. Most businesses are trying to identify new customers, and new customers that don't know them are going to type their service onto the Google search, right? The other thing to just note is, what happens if you type their business name and they don't show up? Well, that's a fire that needs to be addressed immediately. So that gets a red flag, and it lets you know that they're not being found even if someone types in their name. Typically what happens on the first page is that you're going to see some review sites pop up. You're going to see Chamber of Commerce, Better Business Bureau, Angie's List, The Knot, maybe the Yellow Book, Yellow Pages. You're going to see Dex Media, all these other types of businesses. Yelp reviews are going to show up on the first page of Google. And if they've got some reviews, you might want to check those out. But again, don't spend a lot of time here. Just do about 3 to 5 minutes per candidate. You'll get used to really quickly doing this. And the most important thing is contacting them once you have that information. So also, you want to focus on networking and prospecting, right? Asking people, who do you know? Go on social media, contact your friends, family, relatives. Hey, who do you know in the restaurant industry? I'm looking to really focus on helping those types of businesses with their digital media. And I happen to know that you may know someone that works in a restaurant. Maybe they're a bartender, barback, waitress, waiter. A manager, someone that works in the restaurant, or maybe they own a restaurant, right? But the idea is that networking will help your prospecting efforts. So now, with a little bit of information in your back pocket as a conversation starter, it's time to contact your candidates. So what does it look like? And for some people, it might be really using the networking approach. And I think for brand new web center owners, or for people that are looking to really focus on building their unfranchised business, you can kind of what we say, kill 2 birds with 1 stone with this referral approach. So here are some key points that I recommend using for a great conversation starter. Hi, I only have a second. The reason I'm calling is, right? Let them know, I saw your truck parked outside the Applebee's restaurant, and I noticed that you had a website address. I also know that you are in this area, and I'd like to get together to see how I might be able to help you with your business, as well as share what I do as a business owner in hopes to create a referral relationship. Right? That might be a great way to start the conversation. Now, I know that you may or may not be interested in my services, and that's fine with me. However, I'm sure we can help each other out. How soon can we get together or talk on the phone? Right? So again, you want to hit the key points. I only have a second. The reason I'm calling is, right? What is that reason? Edify them. You may know some great businesses in the area, but at the same time, I know that you've been in business. I saw in your truck it said 25 years or whatever. I was recommended to call you from my boyfriend or girlfriend. I asked my family member if they happen to know any HVAC contractors, and your name came up. You were highly recommended. Okay. Third, what is it that you'd like? Right? What is it that you want from them? I want to get together, right? It's the appointment. I want to get together, and then make it a win-win. Let them off the hook. You may or may not be interested. That's totally fine. But I want to share what I do. I want to learn more about your business and see if there's a way that we can potentially create a referral relationship. How soon could we get in touch? Most business owners, certainly self-employed small business owners, Never turn down the opportunity to network and create referral alliances. So if you use that to your advantage, you may not have a website customer or a website sale out of this, but you might get a referral. But it creates a positive buzz in what you're doing. But it also leaves the door open to talk about the business spending assessment, which we'll talk about next week. The business spending assessment is a great way to introduce the shopping annuity as well as website services. Now, you need to have a power statement, right? It's kind of like a what is it or what do you do when it comes to this division. So if you're minoring in web centers or you're brand new, certainly still use your existing answer to what is it or what do you do, right? I help people convert the money they spend on everyday items into income so they can increase their cash flow, right? I help I help people lose weight or stay healthy. I help people, look their best and feel their best with a high-end cosmetic line. Or I help people create an ongoing residual income alongside what they're currently doing. Right? Just answer the question. If you're looking to be more of a WebCenter major or a pro, you might go right after it and with the feeling that you are a marketing consultant, right? I'm a marketing consultant helping businesses save money on business expenses while increasing revenue. Or I'm a marketing consultant that helps businesses tap into online and digital channels, right? But the answer's got to be your own and you've got to be comfortable with it. Okay, so how can you ensure a solid appointment, right? You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to book a lot of appointments where you're going out and trying to meet people and they blow you off. So this is a great way to ensure a solid appointment. Do you happen to see anything in your schedule between now and then that would prevent you from keeping our appointment, right? I know you're busy, so I know you're doing a lot of quoting right now. Is there anything that might come in the way of us meeting, right? We're both very busy, and I just want to make sure that this is a solid appointment, okay? Great way to ensure that they keep their word and keep their appointment. Now, if they hold back a little bit or they balk, or maybe timing is really difficult for you, you're working full time and you don't have the opportunity to go out and meet people, schedule a phone call, right? How about in the way to just save time for both of us? We're both busy. How about we just schedule a 10 or 15-minute phone call and learn a little bit more about each other? How soon can we get on the phone and have a conversation? Right? Do you see anything in your schedule between now and then that might get in the way? Is there a better time, potentially before you start your at the job site, or potentially a lunch break or after hours? What works best for you? Right? Make it convenient, but nail it down to a time that you can ensure that's going to be a great appointment time. Another way that you can ensure a solid appointment is saying, hey, I'm a business professional and you're a business professional. I'm sure that you are just like me in that you hate when people blow you off, right? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that I contact you on Thursday at 10, right? You let them know that I don't appreciate being blown off as well as you don't like being blown off. We're both business professionals, so let's just upfront agree that that's not going to happen, right? And when that time comes and you call and it might go to voicemail or you have to send an email or a text, right? It makes them feel bad because they didn't keep their word. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of sales, right? So our weekly action items, right? The most important thing that you can start with here is number one, schedule your time. Block it out in your calendar and know when you're working, right? You need to know when you're working. You need to know when you're going to have time to do some research. You're going to need to know when you have time to make contacts. You need to know when you're going to be reaching out to businesses. And it's got to be blocked out in your schedule. If the only time that you have is on your lunch break and your lunch break is an hour, block out a half hour in your lunch break to do these result producing activities, right? You want to make sure that you have it scheduled, block it out, color it off, and don't let anything else interrupt that time slot. Right? Take your time seriously and treat this like a profession, right? Clock in and get the work done. So schedule your time. I'm going to recommend that you get that done tonight or tomorrow and make sure you know when you're working. Download and print the Sprint to Success tracking sheet. Again, we've made it available in many locations. Download and print the 12-week action plan so you can stay on pace and on track and not let anything slip through the cracks with your contacts. Start with a list of 20 candidates, right? Adding 2 per day. So if you start with a list of 20, that's going to get you through the first 10 days at least, right? So make a list of 20 candidates, add 2 per day. Conduct your current research. And what that means is you're going to do that 3 to 5 per day, so it's not going to be a huge block of time that you've got to do that. Conduct a little bit of research, make some notes, and the most important thing that you can do is number 6, connect and reach out to 5 per day. 3 related to your web center business, and 2 for your unfranchised business. And if you're using the networking referral approach, guess what? You can contact all 5 the same way. And traditional business owners are a great qualified market to talk to about the business. They're looking for ways to diversify their income. They're looking for ways to increase their retirement income. They're looking for ways to pay off their health care coverage. They might be looking for an exit strategy. Of course, they're also well connected in the marketplace. So they might be able to give you some great referrals. So connect and reach out to 5 per day. Don't stall. I will let you know right now, the most important thing that you can do is fail fast. The first call you make, you might be nervous, you might be shaking, you might have a hard time doing it, but the most important thing is that you can do it, because the second call gets easier, the third call gets easier, the fourth call gets easier, and you're honing your skills through activity. And I'll tell you that you might fumble, you might bumble, you might stumble on your words a little bit, and that's okay. But the tongue is like a muscle, just like anything else. If you don't use it, you lose it. So you want to start practicing the language, start practicing the words. Use your what do you do? Use your power statement. Make the contacts when you're out there. Ask for referrals, because the more that you talk about it, the easier it becomes. You can write down a perfect answer, and in your head it sounds great, but when you read it out loud, it might not sound so great. Record yourself on a voicemail. Do a voice recorder. Use that and listen to yourself a couple times. Contact a business partner. Contact your senior partner, your junior partners. Crossline. Team up with another web center owner and role play a little bit if you're feeling like this is a little bit nerve-wracking for you, because practice is what's going to help you get better. Right? And you're going to hone your skill. And it comes down to attitude, activity, and skill. The most important thing is that you just take action, right? Learn, practice, and use the referral networking approach, because that will grow your unfranchised business faster than anything else, as well as your web center business or your Nutrimetrics business or your TLS business, whatever it is. And what we're going to do is on Sunday evenings, you're going to submit your points at the end of each week by our Monday call on the WebCenter Sprint to Success Facebook page. So what you're going to do is you are going to request to join the WebCenter Sprint to Success Facebook page. So just go to Facebook, type in WebCenter Sprint to Success. It's a private group or closed group, so you just go ahead and request to join, and I will add you to that group, right? And that group is not to replace the Web Center Owner Support Group, which is a great forum. It's a great for success stories. This Facebook group is for accountability. It's accountability. You're going to be posting your numbers. You're going to be posting your tracking sheets. You're going to say, hey, I had a tough day today, but I'll make it up tomorrow. Or you say, I had a great day. I contacted 10 businesses today, right? So use that group as a way to stay accountable to each other. This is one team, one dream. We're all going to support and work together through the next 30 days to move our businesses forward. So I want to thank you for being on the WebCenter Sprint webinar. You may be listening to this as a recorded version, but again, the most important thing is to know when you're working, create your list, and just take action and start contacting those businesses. And there's no way that you can't succeed when you start putting in the necessary activity.